Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Friends, in this particular video we are going to review Apple iPhone 14 Pro, a slide camera upgrade, new emergency features and not a whole lot else. The iPhone 14 is good. You probably should not buy an iPhone 14 if those two phrases sound at odds with each other. Then let me explain. The iPhone 14 is a highly capable. Its chipset can handle everything from day-to-day tasks to graphics intensive gaming. Its cameras are capable of very good photos, and it records the best video clips you will see from any phone in its class. This is all true of the 14, but it's also true of the iPhone 13. The iPhone 14 is a very good phone with a handful of useful upgrades over the 13, but it's a small handful and that leaves the 14 in a tight spot. The iPhone 13, which came out a year ago and Apple is still selling, is nearly identical to the 14 and $100 cheaper, while the iPhone 14 Pro introduces a lot of interesting new features, and the upcoming iPhone 14 Plus has the same hardware as the 14 but a massive 6.7 inches screen. If the great iPhone mini experiment taught us anything, it's that people love big screens. The iPhone 14 does have some genuinely cool new features, an upgraded sensor on the main camera and a slightly wider aperture and autofocus on the selfie cam. Car crash detection and satellite SOS, but aside from those, it really is almost identical to the iPhone 13. It looks the same with the same flat aluminum tails and roughly the same dimensions. There are still just two rear cameras, a standard wide and ultra wide, but the camera bump is a bit chunkier to accommodate the bigger main sensor, enough so that an iPhone 13 case would not fit. The similarities between the iPhone 14 and 13 go deeper than the surface, while the 14 Pro and Pro Max get the new A16 Bionic chipset. 14 uses an A15 Bionic, which is the same generation used by the iPhone 13 series, albeit with one more GPU core than the 13 has. That's an unusual move for Apple, which typically puts its newest chip in all of its new iPhones. The A15 is still very capable, but having the latest processor is not just about getting the very best performance now. It also presumably has some relationship to how many OS updates a phone gets and whether it will support certain new features that Apple adds to iOS. Over the next few years, even when previous iPhone models included modest updates over their predecessor, getting that current generation chipset was an argument in favor of buying the latest model. If nothing else, you had probably get OS upgrades a little longer that feels less certain with the iPhone 14. Like the iPhone 13, the 14 has 15-watt MagSafe charging, IP68 water resistance, and between 128 GB and 512 GB of storage.